Hello, David Tal back again, and I wanted to give you some song suggestions that you can practice and use as vehicles to work on the techniques that you have been working on in the lesson modules and get your playing to the next level. And as you know, we do this every so often. As you work down in your lessons, you'll come to more song suggestions that you should be able to work on, that it should be about at the level where you're at in your guitar journey right now. And right now, if you've watched a few lessons before this, you're working on your chucking, your bar chord chucking, and you should have learned how to open chord chuck. And you know, with the open chord chuck, you're using the palm of your hand, pick hand to whack the strings, and with bar chords, you're coming off pressure, right? And you're working on that and getting that up to speed and working on the chord changes like I suggested in those practice lessons, okay? So if you want to have some songs that use chucking with bar chords, open chords, and bar chords either or, and taking bar chords and open chords like we did in the lesson before this one, try a song like Torn by Natalie Imbruglia. That's a really cool song. I like that song, and this doesn't matter if you have an electric or an acoustic. You can play it on either, and the chords in that song are like F, you're going to use that F bar chord, an A minor, B flat. Now you're going to have to bar that. That's a major chord, 5th string root. Okay, now it might be a little tricky at first, but you can do it. D minor, you could use the open D minor chord, and C, open C. Okay, those are all the chords in that song pretty much, and you just want to get that chucking down. You're going to have to really practice that F to A minor. Remember that bar chord to open chord change that we've been working on, and you're going to have to do that while you're chucking, okay? So that's a great song to work on that. And embellish the chords, you know. It takes songs maybe that you have already mastered and try chucking with them. Like if you're playing a song and you're on whatever, like a G chord, and you're using that down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, or whatever strum that you've been working on, throw in the chuck. I was just doing down, chuck, up, chuck, up. You know, whether it be bar chords or open chords. Down, chuck, up, chuck, up. And we've been working on all those chucks, but take a song and make it your own, you know. So any song that you've been working on before, once you're getting proficient at this chucking, open chord chucking, bar chord chucking, use it and throw it in there, because that adds interest, and that's what it's all about. Adding interest and melody, right? Try it and then add suspended chords and throw those in there, and add chords like we talked about with chucking. Like if you're on an A chord, D. So you see how I'm going from the A to the D chord, but I'm adding the chucking, open chord, and I'm adding D sus4, D sus2, A sus2, A sus4, chucking, and adding all these rhythmic elements and melodic elements, and that's what makes your playing go to the next level and takes a good guitar player and starts to make them very good, because it's more interesting for the player. Of course, it'd be more fun for you, but more importantly, it's more interesting for the listener, because they hear all these other rhythmic elements and melodic parts in the song. So add it in there and be creative. Another song you might want to try is a song like Sultans of Swing, Dire Straits, that classic song. That's using a lot of bar chord chucking, and there's an open chord in there. You'll be using like a D minor, C, B flat again, and then A7, there's an A7th in there, there's an F in there. Those are all the chords for the rhythms, and great lead guitar work in that song. But see if you can get a lot of chucking in that song. So that's another good example with some basic 5th string and 6th string bar chords and some open chords. Try something maybe a little faster, more of a 16th note feel while you're chucking. You know, and you're going to have to get... Well, we'll work on this more, but that's more a matter of just keeping this right hand going in 16ths. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. I'm sorry to you lefties out there. Keeping your pick hand going in 16th notes and then just coming on and off pressure. Whatever chord. Whatever. I was playing a G bar chord, but basically you want to just kind of 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 2 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and that is 16th notes, like we've studied 4 notes per beat. 1 E and 4 notes per beat. So if you take a chord like I'm holding, just a G major chord, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E. See, the right hand, the pick hand does not stop. I'm just coming off pressure. And I could create rhythms by just coming on and off pressure. And then you could change chords, like from a G to a C. Again, see, this right hand does not... See, a lot of times when you're doing these straight 16ths and a little more funky, but a little more rhythmic-y, the right 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, you just get that going and then just move your chords around. It sounds very cool, right? Okay, so something where you'll be strumming faster and more of a 16th groove would be a song like Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard by Paul Simon. Really fun song. And that's an A, E, D. Those are open chords. G. You're going to need a B though. B's in there, D sixth. So you're going to have to be chucking a little faster, a lot of open chords, but you can do it. Something else you could try, a song like Jack Johnson, Sitting, Waiting, Wishing. A lot of chucking in that song too. So that's another good one. So use these songs, like I always say, as vehicles. Don't, remember, in your guitar journey by now, if you've gone through all of our lessons up to this point, I keep saying this, don't get too hung up on songs. Learn how to play guitar, and that's what we're teaching you. And learn the techniques and build your foundation, and then soon you'll be able to play any song, any piece of music someone puts in front of you, okay? We're using the songs as a vehicle, and these are just some suggestions. And so really work that rhythm. It's so important to have great rhythm. It's one of the 5 Ks. You're going to be reading soon when you get to the intermediate section about the 5 or 6 things that I think are critical to get your guitar playing to the next level once you've reached that level. And one of them is just to be such a strong rhythm player. Because most of the time, even in bands, you're playing rhythm. You're soloing for a very small amount of time. So your lead playing is really only ever going to be as good as your rhythm playing. So you really want to get this rhythmic elements, embellishments, and chucking, and suspended, and add chords, and have a big vocabulary of chords, and develop that ear. Keep developing it. We have more and more ear training sessions as you're going through these lessons, and it's so important. And I want you to really work on this rhythmic chucking and add it in, and use your older songs that you've mastered and bring them back out, and now throw in these new elements, and you'll infuse them with new life and rhythm and melody, and that's where it's at. I would not steer you wrong, good people, okay? So practice that, keep working through these modules, keep practicing the right things and developing that ear, and I will see you soon. You're doing great. Keep it up. Remember, you can do it. I know these bar chords are hard, or these rhythms sometimes it's hard to keep going as you're changing chords, but your playing is an evolution, okay? And every guitar player has gone through it. I had a very hard time with these rhythms when I first started playing, or a little bit into my guitar journey. And eventually, though, it hit me like a cruise missile. I just woke up one morning and I had it. And that's what happens a lot. You're practicing, you don't have it, and all of a sudden you got it, boom, and you have that, guitar epiphany, like I talk about. It's a beautiful thing. So I know you want to move fast, but sometimes it's like you got to kind of just keep practicing. You get to that certain point and bam, you're over the hump. It'll happen to you. Just keep putting that guitar in your hands every day, 10, 15 minutes, a couple times a day, and you'll see that progress, okay? I'll see you in the next lesson. Rock on!